Hello, Suman. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
I want to know Michael Plumstead. Hey, the
Okay,
guy.
hi, Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hey, nice to have
Michael,
you.
we are live now. You can
Okay,
make me co-host.
thanks, James. That's, okay. Let's just, there we are. So James, I've made you co-host. There we are. So, Suman, what brings you to this multiple apps exploration class?
Yeah, I was just inquisitive to know about what's going on in this class.
Okay.
So I just want to know about the apps. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we cover 8 different apps, so we'll look at them and explore them and talk about them. And just going to wait a few minutes to see if there were
Yeah,
about
somebody will join. Yeah.
yeah.
People will join.
Okay, yeah.
I am joining you from Malaysia.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so what part of Malaysia?
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur. Okay, excellent. That's great.
You're
Have you just
from?
been?
Michael, you're from?
You from Perth, Western Australia?
Okay.
I think you were in my wife's class today. I think, was it? Have you been?
Her name?
Her name's Sue Murray.
Yes, I was just there now.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I was just there.
Okay. Excellent. Did you enjoy the class?
Yeah. But no, I was quite late and I joined her very late. But of course, it was nice, something she had highlighted. I will ask for a recording.
Okay. Good. Excellent.
So she's your better half.
Yes. that's debatable, but she's my wife. Yeah. So lovely. What's it like in that part of the world? Malupa.
No, I didn't follow you.
Okay. Your time zone, is it the same as mine? I've just gone 11 a.m.
Yes. My time zone is also 11:03.
That's it.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning,
yes, myself too. Yeah. We're in the same time. Yeah.
Yes. We are in the same time.
Yeah, that's great to have somebody in the same time.
I'm actually an Indian. I'm from India, Bangalore, but residing in Malaysia.
Okay. Yeah. The only part that I've been to has been Bali. I've been, and my wife and I have been regularly to Bali, but we haven't ventured any further north yet. But once we're allowed to venture out, then I'm sure we will go further around in Malaysia. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if the other 8 that had booked are going to come in or going to come in late. I'm not sure. So let us make a start, you and I. Keep your microphone on if you would, then we can just chat and you can ask me questions and it'll be like a one-on-one class. How does that sound? Okay, that's great, Suman. Nice to see you. Okay. Thank you. All right. So you haven't been in one of my classes before, I don't think. So let me introduce you.
This is the first time I'm just joining you all.
Okay.
First time. Yes. Actually, I'm in that Get Set Up, the India group. So, there's no schedule, I think, at this time. So I thought, okay, let me join up here and see what's going on.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you decided to. That's excellent. Okay. As you can see on the screen, my name is different to my wife's. We've chosen it to be that way. My name is Michael Plumstead. And like you've heard from her, we live on the west coast of Australia in Perth, in a suburb near Perth anyway. And yeah, my background is researching, writing, love business, enjoy mentoring people in business and training people. And yeah, I enjoy gardening and I grow microgreens and I do a class on microgreens too. So,
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. Do you grow microgreens?
No, I'm not much.
Okay. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. And I'm a guide at GetSetter. And we welcome Hiroka. She does know who I am, so that's fine. Okay. Hello, Hiroka. Okay. Yeah, she comes into regularly. So nice to see you. Okay, so today we're going to go through 8 different apps, and there they are on the screen now. We'll go through them, and I'm going to go live into them rather than talk about them from slides. So one of the problems, in fact, let me just stop sharing for a minute. I want to make sure that some of the slides become the music in them becomes suddenly burst on you very loud. So not much I can do about that, but I want you just to be aware that loud music could suddenly come from one of the apps, and be prepared to tone down your own volume if necessary. All right.
Michael, I am actually not aware of what is Pinterest and LinkedIn.
Okay. Well, we're going to go through all of them. That is the purpose of the class. It's actually to introduce them all to you, just superficially. All right. And we won't go into any detail with any of them, just explain what they do. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully you will know all 8 by the end of the class.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to Snapchat first. Now, Snapchat has many millions of viewers, okay? The last count, I think, was about 350 million viewers. And yeah, it's a public company, and the majority of users are under 30 years old. So it's really towards and if you take those people between whatever and whatever to 30, you will find that most of them are under 18, in fact, okay? But they are older ones. And of course, you get some very old people like myself who like Spotlight. I personally, I don't, for me, I have other social media. So I don't know a lot about Snapchat, but it is have a lot of fun filters. You can put on pictures, you can put on videos and filter them to make you look like a clown or, like a young person, or, you can play games on it. There's a lot that Snapchat, and that's why the youngsters enjoy it and like it. Okay. It's a full-on a social media platform, so that you can send messages and receive messages, and yeah, and they call it, you take a photograph or you take a video, and they call it take a snap. Okay, so it's in this media, it's a snap. So and they encourage you to snap a lot, and they then give you monetary rewards. So if you snap in like every day, and you can win up to $1 million if you're the lucky one, on this particular app. And so, yeah, let's just have a look. I'm going to click on. You'll get some. This is the way Snapchat introduces itself. So it's a good way of knowing something about. It's called Spotlight in Snapchat. So let's have a look. Be careful of the volume.
Let me show you.
Okay, so that's the introduction to Snapchat. Now you can go to filters and lenses, and you start getting an idea of the type of things you can create. It's a lot of fun for people who enjoy this, and they supply all sorts of tools, as you can see on your screen now, and you get all sorts of filters that come up, and different lenses that come up that you can put things like you can see on the screen now. Okay, and you can get inspired by all sorts of things that people do with their videos, and then post it out to the community. And so those are the filters. You get lenses. Let me show you, for example, the Lens Studio. There you are. You sort of get a feel of what's going on here, with all the things you can do with the editing facilities. And yeah, I think that like gives you really a good sort of feel for what it. And then there are what they call, in fact most social medias call stories, all right, and here they call them stories as well, where you would click on all the stories would come up, and you choose a story that you can click. Let's just take one at random and see what he's got to say, and we unclick the microphone and see if he's saying anything or not. Or maybe he's just
don't want to be that kid where they're always posting their looks on Snapchat, like and trust me, like, you know that kid, I know that kid, I used to be that kid, maybe I still am, but I'm just trying to mature.
So you get all sorts of posts, and the youngsters, as I say, absolutely love it. There are older people on it as well, but generally it's around about sort of the high teens and the early 20s that really are on this and enjoy it a lot. So that is Snapchat. You can decide whether it's something for you or not for you, but always ask the question, why? Why do I want it to be something for me? And be able to answer that. So we go to the next TikTok.
One more time. Wee. One more time. Tell me what to do. Wee. One more time. Wee. One more time. Tell me what to do.
And again.
How come every time you see me there's a cop car right behind me trying to get me stopped? And he won't like the fact that I'm a rock star. Got me praying he won't. How come
I shit it in my pants.
Make them think it's a photo.
So you can turn off the speaker, like I've done there on the bottom right-hand corner of the picture, just to show you that there are various things that you can do. You can upload your videos here if you open an account. You can send messages at the top here, just like you can with anything else. And you can save things as well. And you've got your inbox that you can use to receive things from other people. And at the top, you can search for things. And then if you decide you want to come here and just listen to the music or the short stories, because they're only 15 seconds long, okay, you can then click and follow some people anywhere along that you find one of these. You see on the right hand side, you can follow them. If you click follow, then whenever you come on it, you will get their latest posts, and some of them post many times a day. Okay, so you can then click on following and see who you are following at this stage. I just followed a few to
in the same old bar. Our friends, they all left when the beer switched to whiskey and we couldn't stop. You lean into kiss.
So I followed something called country music TikToks. I love country music. And but then I followed people like Tom Jones. I mean,
My head's full of me
and then I have my own special thing, and there's no holding my head. Too bad.
I could leave that on all the time. I've thoroughly enjoyed. I've followed him since I was a youngster. Now, it's interesting that he's still, you know, well into his senior years, but he's still singing, and he's still a judge for one of the competitions. And so he uses TikTok as a place to market himself as well. And possibly he wants to gain the younger listeners again. So TikTok is just, it's a full-on blown social media app where you can see at the top, you can send messages, you can receive messages, and there's masses of things, and it's much more popular than Snapchat. It's got well over 1 million followers, 1 billion followers, sorry, with a B. And so it is really, I know it has controversy. There's some public controversy from time to time that some of their stuff is crude or rude and so on. And but generally it's not. It's really a popular site, and their sort of age group is also, you know, a little bit perhaps older than maybe the slightly younger ones with Snapchat and the slightly older ones with TikTok, but still around the same teenage, early 20 type category of people. And as you can see with people like Tom Jones and some of the other superheroes like The Rock and so on, they come here and they get a lot of coverage. So TikTok is, I think there's a place for TikTok with older people, certainly a powerful place with younger people, you know, the first half of their life, and they like this type of aspect. So basically you're posting a lot of videos and pictures and a little text, and that's it. And you have your own account, your own homepage that you go to. So it's a full-on social media app. So let's maybe just stop there. We've done 2, and let's find out if there are, oh, we've got some newcomers too, I see. Hello, Jody. Okay. And so, yeah, so any questions on those 2, Snapchat and TikTok? Any comments? Have any of you used them? Okay. No, none of you used them. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. But so be it. Okay. Roke, are you cold? I can't hear you. Okay.
I don't particularly care for that TikTok, Snapchat, etc. But in order to draw the attention of my teenage grandchildren, I had to. So okay. I go, but I choose harmless.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, all right. Well, let's carry on and look at some of the others that we. The next one is Instagram. Now, Instagram, as far as age is concerned, it's more general. And I say general about the age. It's, you know, the age is across the board. People from reasonably young, maybe from their 20s, you know, through to their 80s and 90s, use Instagram. And so it also has over 1 billion with a B users. And yeah, it is one of the most useful social media platforms in my and that is why Facebook bought it. And so now it interacts very easily with Facebook with posts. And so you always get an option, you post on Instagram, you know, do you want to post it also automatically on Facebook? And so it has the 15-second video stories. It has something called Reels, which is then a 60-second video, and then it has something called IGTV, excuse me, which is then an hour long you can have. So it's really got a whole different take on the two that you've now been looking at. And so you can create and edit your own videos offline and upload them. There are 3 sort of memberships to Instagram. You can be a personal membership, which is free. They're all free. The personal, and then you get the influencer, which I speak about a lot in my business blog. And then there's the business side of it. And then you just get more functionality if you do the business side. And then, you know, in order to take advantage, you then need to spend some money marketing or following people, or not following people, but following influencers and getting influencers to promote your product. So there must be a good reason that Facebook bought it. It's a powerful behind the scenes program that works and makes your experience very simple and very easy. And so you have a situation like this now has landed up on my Instagram homepage, and you can see there's the latest post I've done, which is a wondercoot that comes into my garden from the forest and comes and nibbles and flowers and looks for seeds and things like that. And so I took a snapshot of him, and I made a little comment. So that's typically what you would do. And then you could go here and you could then decide to click on it and like it and follow it and so on. So I'm going to click the top right hand there. So Instagram is something that you would use if, you know, I like to describe it rather as opposed to, let's say, Facebook, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, is that you have a moment in time, let's say around a dining room table, or you're sitting on the beach with your children or grandchildren, and you take a photograph. Instagram is about that moment. Okay, so you would, you know, you take a picture of everybody around the festive dinner table, and then you would post it and put a comment with it. Everything on Instagram starts with either a photo or a video, okay, not just text. Okay, so that's how you move into Instagram. So if you're following groups of people on Instagram, let's say just any group it comes to mind, let's say baking, then you would go to the baking group, and all you would see would be lots and lots and lots of people's baking pictures, you know, and you can click on them and then possibly go to their post, and then you could possibly even go it could take you offline to their website, where if you're that interested. But you could put in like holidays in the Alps, and you'll find a group like that, you know, or holidays in South America, or, you know, holidays wherever, and there'll be a group, and there'll be postings, and there'll be hashtags. So there's a lot to learn. I do a basic introduction to Instagram in this class. Let's get set up. So there isn't another one this week, but there may be one next week. And so just follow it and get to know the basics. It's worthwhile because everything is about beautiful people, and everything is about a moment in time, and everything resonates so beautifully, the pictures with what people type and so on. So it's worthwhile, and it's got a lot of functionality on the smartphone. So you download the app to the smartphone, and that's really the way to use it. You get lots of little extra functions on the smartphone. So that's Instagram. Does anybody want to ask any questions about Instagram or make any comments of having used it? Okay, shall we carry on then? There are no questions. And let's go to the next one, which would be YouTube. Okay, YouTube, wow. YouTube has over 2 billion users with a B, okay. It was bought by Google, and both Google is the biggest search engine, and YouTube is the second largest search engine. So the two of them have come together now, and they search differently. If you search on YouTube, you're going to basically get more video results, and on Instagram, on Google, you'll get more articles and quotes and things like that you're familiar with. So YouTube is free for you to get entertainment from, and it is par excellent, the entertainment that you can get. So I've just clicked here on YouTube, and you can see on the extreme left, we're on the home page. You can see it's gone red, and you can page down, and you've got breaking news that comes out. Remember, this is free. It's just any variety. There's Elton John and the Bee Gees and other people, and you can go down here, and whether you're looking for world news or your local news, you can get your own local news here, and you get all your favorite singers. And if you let's click on this one here, which of course is Tom Jones. We heard him in the...
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. When I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry.
Like you can with ours, you can turn off the speaker, and again, you can interact. This is all for free on YouTube. All right, so you can like something, you can share something, you can save something to watch it at a later stage. So entertainment par excellent. It's a great app to work with entertainment, because you don't need to have an account. Okay, and if you do have an account, you can open an account channel, you can upload videos then as well, and you get a few extra functionalities on the entertainment side as well, like folders you can put things into, and library aspects. So it really is a second to none app for entertainment. And certainly I would say, as far as free apps are concerned and what you get for this, is like number one, because you're getting entertained, and you can just relax, and you can be entertained. You can also just let it roll. It will select what you're going to watch next automatically, or listen to next. Okay, so there's lots and lots. You can search for anything you want. Even when it comes to oopsie daisy, came to hashtag, that I pressed the wrong key there. Let me get back. So if you search for anything, it doesn't really matter what you're searching for. Goodness, it really is jumping back. I mustn't use the hashtag. I was going to search with the hashtag. Let's rather say, just put in there AB. Okay, and everything that possibly could start with AB comes up, and you can click, even if it's a name or whatever it is, it will then come up. This is A.B. Herbert, whoever he happens to be, and you can now go in and you can click and see he's got a channel. So this is his channel. That's, in other words, he's got an account, and so you can then get, and then everything he's posted and for. So it's very much also a social media platform, and you can email people, you can share things with people, and you can post left, right, and center. So there's just no getting away from it being probably the most popular of the apps. Are there any questions about YouTube? Anything you'd like to know about YouTube? No? Okay. Hello, Cece. Okay. Okay. So let's move on to the next app. The next one is also one that I use, is Pinterest. And Pinterest is really it doesn't have the type of usership of the others that we've had, but it's about 500 million, about 500,000 users. And it's also a social network in its own way. Pinterest is different to the others. It's like a scrapbook. You know, you used to have a scrapbook where you tear out things and put them in a scrapbook. And so this is a digital scrapbook now. You're going to take things from somewhere and you're going to pin them onto your particular account or your board, as it is called, and on your profile. So you will decide what subjects you like. You're looking at my Pinterest at the moment. I have the number of boards that you can see in your screen now, and that's all. But then under those, there are sub-boards, so subcategories. So, you know, anything that I want to know about microgreens, for example, is sitting under microgreens. If I click that board, okay, then under that board are 4 more boards that I've created about microgreens. And so when I usually pin onto one of those 4 boards. And then there are other options of things that you can pin at any time. By putting your cursor over it, you get a save that comes up and you can save it, okay? And it's the AI, the artificial intelligence, is looking for things for you to pin to your boards and helping you based on what you've already pinned. So Pinterest is really a very fantastic place to store things, especially if you're researching something. You want to research for whatever reason, for university, okay, or you're researching to write an article, or, you know, to whatever it is. You then create a board under you, yeah, and now you look everywhere on the internet. It doesn't have to be in Pinterest alone. So you look everywhere and you find things, and you can save the image, or as they call it, pin the image to your board for reference for you later on, that you can go to and find information. And that information can even take you right off information on Pinterest to other places. So Pinterest works very differently to the other social media apps. Yes, you can send emails and send links and so on, but it's usually when you have an interest of a description or information that you want, that you would then start looking. And then you would either pin things to your board, or you would just follow people, the whole board, the whole person. See, I have, let's say I have 78 followers. So people are following whatever I post, okay? And they could follow just individual boards of mine. Maybe they're just into microgreens, they might just follow that. But they might also just pin one article, one picture, and that's all. And they pin it onto their board. So so that's Pinterest. Comes in, I find it comes in very handy for keeping memory of the things that you research, because sometimes I take a year to research something, and I'm building a particular research at the moment that will probably take many more months before I write an article or use it in a Get Set Up class. And, so before we leave Pinterest, are there any questions about Pinterest? Or anything for that matter? Okay. So let's move to the next.
Yeah, it is quite new for me. I have not used it at all. So
Okay.
I just try to do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I think you will enjoy it, because
Okay.
into it, there's nothing you can't save there.
It is something like you save these in favorites or my choice in YouTube. It's something like that.
Yeah, it is, and with YouTube, it's only YouTube. With Pinterest, it's the whole internet. Okay.
Okay.
So you can be pinning things even from, or from your company's website. to Pinterest as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. Okay. All right. So the next one is LinkedIn. This is a business social media app, and it's one of the older ones. It's pretty old, in fact, and it's been around because it's really the only truly professional site. So if you are starting a business, you would join Pinterest in order to find people to get advice from, and maybe eventually find some customers from building relationships on LinkedIn. Or if you're still in the job market, it has a very powerful, you can see jobs written at the top there, for searching people who recruit people. HR managers and agencies will come, definitely will come to LinkedIn as part of their search for the person that they're looking to employ or getting on behalf of somebody else. So you would create a really good resume or CV and put it onto LinkedIn. And then, I joined LinkedIn at one stage specifically because I was publishing a book, and I wanted to get information from other people who have written books. And there are a lot of authors in LinkedIn, a lot of everybody's profession in LinkedIn. Okay, so it's really worthwhile if you are in business, just being a member. There's a free version of LinkedIn, and you can get really good value out of the free version. But then there's also a paid version, which is quite expensive. But then you get a lot of functionality, and you're really in business then. Okay, and they have a relatively new training, business training as well, which is very professional. And some of that training is for free. You can get some of it for free. Others, you pay for it, or you pay for the app. So all the things you're looking at just on the home page of mine. And if you click under me, which is me, and you can look at the profile picture comes up, and so now your profile on LinkedIn, you've got to take very seriously, because people do look at it and they want to look at it, and you want them to look at it. So it just works in all different ways, because this is business, and you want people to see who you are and what you are in business and what you can offer them. And you look at theirs, what they can offer you as well. So LinkedIn is a professional place, either looking for a job or looking to gain some benefit for your business. Okay, then the second last one that we move on to is Twitter. Excuse me. Okay, so Twitter, again, it's a full-on social media. You're looking at a home page now, typical home page, and you create your home page with some slogan, a business slogan. It's not only business, but it's probably mostly used by people who are interested in politics. So you get a lot of people following a lot of politicians, and a lot of politicians rewarding their followers with posts about something to do with politics. Okay, and if you're too good at politics, they might even ban you. But be that as it may, you can continue on a daily basis posting. But the difference between posting on Twitter and on other social media is that you're only allowed 280 characters to post. Yes, you can link videos and pictures, but you're only allowed 280. And so it's one of those apps that you either like it or hate it, and you have a good reason to be on it. Okay, and if you don't have a good reason to be on it, don't be on it. Okay, So, you know, my reason, for example, I have one of my daughters who every time she starts a live drawing presentation on, I think it's Twitch, she sends out a Twitter message, starting live now, all right? And so if I'm available, I then get that message, and then I can go and watch her do her program. But there's nothing you can't do here, again, like in all the other social media apps. And you know, you can look at all the hashtags, very popular here with hashtags, and go to those groupings where the hashtags are. So you'll find, maybe if you want a particular politician, they will have a hashtag with their name on it, or the topic that they're talking about. So Twitter is a different type of, by being short text, okay, and then links. And so you quickly get through it. You can follow it, you can type, you can react, you can respond, you can like, you can do all those things on Twitter. Okay. And then finally, we come to Facebook. And probably you all know Facebook. I don't think there probably aren't any. But I'm putting it up because it is the biggest. It has, you know, 2.7 billion followers with a B. And everybody, you know, older people, young people, all age people actually know about Facebook. So I do an introduction to Facebook class where we just go over everything so as you get familiar with it, because Facebook has enormous amount of functionality. You can do all sorts of things, and it's changing, particularly this year. It has changed a lot of its algorithms and things. So, you know, when you used to think you were seeing all your friends on your homepage, you're not anymore. Okay, but there are ways and settings you can now use in order to see what you want to see and do what you want to do, and allow people to see what you want them to see, far more so now than perhaps in the past. So Facebook has all types. You look along the top of Facebook here. I'm on a computer, so it might look different on your app. You know, you've got videos that you can go and watch, and yeah, you know, you can see the speaker.
I would love to.
Let's see, what are you going to say? I see it's a get set up class. I didn't notice that before I clicked on it. Okay, she's waiting to do a class, so we won't wait for her to do a class. She's just doing her hair. Okay, so let's the live class. On YouTube. Okay. Videos that you can watch, and
What?
you know, you see all sorts of.
Morning, everybody. Another bright day.
Okay. There we are. You'd recognize member of the middle.
Go on, Al.
What? Did what?
Anyway,
Go on, Al.
to the right of the videos, you've got a shop where you can buy and sell things, and you can find things that people are selling that are 1 kilometer away from you physically. Okay, it has all that sort of functionality in it, and then it also has a very, very large number of groups and that you can join that may interest you with regards to that. And then on the right of that, you've got gaming, which is online gaming, which is very, very popular today, the online gaming. And you can follow these people and watch them game. You can game yourself. You can learn to game as well. There are people here on Facebook that'll teach you how to game and how to find the little cracks and things that are in the games that you need in order to progress. But all of them, you can start by following them, and that's under the gaming. And so you move across, and you've got your own, you know, messaging, you can message, and you've got a whole lot of it. So it's worthwhile, if you're interested in Facebook, even if you use it sometimes, go to either mine or the other guys that also do the introduction to YouTube, to Facebook. Okay, so that brings us to the end of, but I'm still happy to answer any questions that you have or may have about anything that we've gone through. What you see on your screen now is Liz. She writes articles and does interviews with people. So if you want to make a suggestion to her about what's on Get Set Up, or maybe make a comment about a class that you've attended, then that's what you use. And those are the social media, also the hashtag Get Set Up and the @Get Set Up that you can use in social media and move forward. So if there are no more questions, if there are, I'll answer them. Otherwise, we'll leave you to get on with what you got to get on with. Hey, Suman, you're probably doing lunch now, are you?
Nice.
Right. Okay, well, thank you very much for being part of the class. Much appreciated. And
Thank you.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. It was a
Thank-
nice class.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you again in another class.
Yeah,
Bye.
I enjoyed the. Yeah, I was just having my breakfast. Sorry, in the
That's
middle of
fine.
your.
Okay, you have a late breakfast.
Because
Okay.